Hello, Cloud family. Today's Pick a Pal reading is going to be What Do You Not Yet Know About Yourself? Always an interesting question. We're going to have 3 piles. There are 3 little items that I have with me. I got this idea from Haley Strawberry, who I love. She's a ray of sunshine, the cutest human ever. And we're just going to get right into it. So our first item is going to be this little rose quartz. Rosy, 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 rosy. It has a little black speck right here as well, if you can see that. So this is pile number 1. Pile number 2 is going to be this little gold bow hair clip. Little bow hair clip. Giving very coquette vibes, very cutesy, very demure. And then the last pile is going to be this ring that I was actually just wearing. This used to be my paternal grandmother's ring. And actually my parents gifted it to her. And then I inherited it. And it's probably my favorite piece of jewelry. I think it's very beautiful and I wear it all the time. It's a perfect little everyday ring. I always wear it on my right ring finger because it fits best on there. So this is pile number 3. Okay. We're going to get into pile number 1. If you chose the rose quartz, then this reading is for you. We're going to start off with my Wild Mystic Oracle deck. I'm going to be using the same decks for all 3 piles. This is the Oracle deck that I'm using. It's the Wild Mystic Animal Oracle. And we're going to get a general energy for this first reading. Birds are chirping. The fountain is fountaining. I've been resonating with the number 4 recently. So I'm going to go ahead and do 4 piles here to start. 1, 2, 4. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Let's see, cutting into kindness and secrets. Let's see. Things are flipping inside the deck. Maybe you're keeping things inside a little bit, and maybe the thing that you don't know about yourself has to do with your inner world, which it quite often does. Something emotional is gonna have to do with communicate with the bats. Okay. Yeah, this definitely makes me think. Oh, actually 2 came out. Okay, so we got communicate with the bat and then reveal with, I'm not even sure what this is. Well, we'll read both of those from the book that this comes with. But communicate with the bat that came out first, this really does make me think of what I was saying about how there is something like in the dark, because bats are obviously, they live in caves, they're hidden and they're nocturnal. There's something to do with like dark, shadowy sort of things that might be hidden from your consciousness right now. Communicate makes me think that there is something just like kind of waiting to get out, waiting to be revealed. So I'm going to read both of these. I'm going to read the communicate bat first. Bat communicate, okay. I like to read the spell work first actually, because it tells me a lot about like what the themes are. It says ancestor work, divination, luck or blessing on a speaking engagement or presentation, encouraging clear communication. It's the air element. Okay, let's read. This card represents communication and connection. Animals from bats to dolphins use echolocation to scout the world around them, hunt down prey, find mates, or detect obstacles in their path. This form of communication with the world is alien to our own human processes, and yet increasingly familiar as our species has begun to communicate electronically. This card symbolizes connection to the invisible, as well as connection to the world around us. In Navajo mythology, the bat is a nighttime emissary for the talking god, carrying messages where ordinary people cannot. This card might encourage you to talk through your problems, even if they seem insurmountable. Wow. This is about finding your voice. You might be a powerful speaker, a powerful communicator. You don't really know that yet. And you might be blocked off because people might have told you in one way or another when you were growing up to quiet down and keep your opinions to yourself. I just did a video about someone who said that I was very opinionated, and like meaning that as a bad thing, and I took it as a good thing. But yeah, I wonder what that could have been for you. Something to unpack, perhaps. Let's look at the reveal card. These are sorted by, oh, it's a badger. Okay, bat and badger, sweet other. Okay, right. Confirmation. Spell work has to do, for this card, seeing through lies and manipulation. Past life regression, divination, dealing with trauma, searching for lost things, Samhain ritual. Okay, Halloween is one of the next holidays in the next few months. It's top of mind for me because I was thinking about an event for Halloween. But this might definitely have to do with seeing through the lies that someone told you about yourself and using that to unlock your unique voice. Let's read. This card represents revelation and uncovering hidden truths. As creatures burrow deep into the earth, they seek to reveal food, warmth, solitude, or protection. Burrowing creatures have long been associated with treasure hunting or delving for secrets. The earth is also the final resting place for many creatures, including humans, and delving underground may also be associated with revelations about life and death. This card urges you to dig deep and find the answer you seek. Wow. You're being called to be stubborn and relentless about what it is that you really feel is honest for you. Yeah, when you were young, someone really tried to silence you. And maybe that made you want to isolate yourself because you only feel comfortable speaking your mind when you're alone or with very few people that you trust, or just like by yourself having your own thoughts because you feel ashamed about speaking your truth. You feel like people are going to ostracize you or criticize you for what you actually believe to be your truth. You're afraid of being perceived as selfish. But the thing is that you're afraid of your own independence. So that's what's made you shy and introverted. You're just afraid of your own independence, how you're actually able to be on your own a lot, much better than other people can. And you have a rich inner world that you hide from others, probably due to shame from your upbringing. But something that you don't know is that you were actually meant to share this part of you. You're meant to share this part of you. You have a very unique story and unique voice, and you're meant to be a powerful communicator. Let's get into the tarot. What is it that... Ooh, okay. I was about to ask, what is it that this collective is meant to communicate? And so, okay, 8 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You're definitely meant to do this, like take action on this now. Whatever that means for you. So we have Queen of Wands, the Star, we have the 6 of Pentacles, ooh, and the 8 of Swords. Okay, so you're definitely meant to do something really creative and not be afraid to take up space and be the star. You're really being pushed to stop shaming yourself by framing your independence as selfishness, by framing your unique voice as conceited. You actually have a lot of light to share, and you're doing the world a favor by sharing this part of you. And be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself, okay? It's going to feel really uncomfortable, really, really, really uncomfortable at first. And you're going to feel like you're getting nowhere because you might be only doing this for validation right now. But the key to freeing yourself is actually doing it based off the feeling that it gives you, the freedom that you might feel from it, the light and the fire that you might feel from sharing your voice. And this is going to make you abundant. And people might criticize you and think that you're trying to like be an attention snob or something, but you're not. You're not, dude. You're not. Hanged man coming out. Yeah. Your peace of mind is going to come from a place of only doing things based off of what really fuels you and allows you to feel good. Not for that's funny, I just saw. Anyway, I got distracted. I just saw my parents walking by. That's so wait. This definitely has to do with This definitely has to do with your feeling like you were silenced by your parents. And the way that you're gonna find your sense of calmness and peace is by forgiving, not for them or anybody else, for you. Because when you let go of the grudge that you have of over being silenced, you're gonna stop victimizing yourself and like basically self-harming as a means of the crying for help because you see yourself as a victim. Once you resolve that and are able to forgive your parents, your family for trying to silence you and mute you and like dull you down, that's when you'll finally be able to shine and feel good and feel free, because you're no longer going to be trying to prove yourself as anything. You're not going to be doing it for other people, so you're not going to be in prison to other people's opinions, essentially. That feels like the whole message right now. Something just flew away. Okay. You know, it's so funny because I was gonna pull a final card, but then I was like, no, I don't need to pull a final card. This feels pretty final. But then King of Pentacles came out, so that's just like, that is such confirmation that you're going to receive a lot of like this can make you rich or just really financially abundant, like, or just make you feel very abundant by tapping it. Like, this is a real gift of yours. I'm excited for you. Okay, now we're gonna get into pile 2. If you pick this cutesy little gold coquette bow hair clip, then this reading's for you. Okay. Hair is like Leo energy. It's also gold, it's giving sun. And my last reading was definitely about allowing yourself to shine. So that might also play a big part in this pile, for pile 2. Okay. What is pile 2 meant to know about themselves right now? Ooh, we have love coming out with the swans. Look. That was fast. Love with the swans. I've been thinking about this card recently. Okay. Let's read about you. You little swans. Oh, wait, that kind of matches the coquette vibes. Swans with the little hearts. Like a little, looks like lace. Okay. Where are you? Where are you? Swan. There's a lot of S animals in here. Okay. So, I like to start with reading the spell work. Attracting love into your life. That could also be self-love. Blessing a union, sex magic, self-love and confidence, Beltane ritual, and spring rites. Okay. But yeah, I definitely Leo energy with the self-love and confidence. Oh, and one of the stones that is associated with this card, at least the rose quartz, which was pile 1. So if you resonated with pile 1, definitely watch that one too. Okay, let's read this. Why I feel like really giddy about this pile, you guys. You guys might be feeling really giddy right now or soon, or just like something exciting is happening, like the birth of something new. Maybe this could be like a passionate side of you, a more like loving, passionate, romantic side of you that you don't know about yet. Okay, let's read this. This card represents love in all of its forms, be it romantic, platonic, familial, sexual, or self-love. Swans mate for life and have become symbolic of true love, commitment, and long-lasting affection. This card implies the finding of true love as well as the giving of love. It is emblematic of commitment, loyalty, partnership, and faithfulness. The Swan card may also symbolize self-love and acceptance, overcoming self-doubt or hatred to see the beauty within. When we are reminded of Hans Christian Andersen's tale of the ugly duckling, we might understand this card to show us that we hold true beauty no matter what our inner or outer saboteurs may say. Okay, this is definitely giving very similar energy to pile 1 about like the whole like outer saboteurs and getting rid of doubt, self-doubt, and hatred, and really coming into your beauty. I'm also feeling called to read the shadow reading of this card, which I didn't do the last pile, but I feel called to read this. Okay, shadow reading for this swan card, for this swan love card is: folklore and mythology revolving around swan maidens exist all over the world, associating the swan with marriage, love, and romance. However, many of these stories end with tragedy or begin with entrapment. A shadow reading of the swan card may represent the dangers of codependence and losing the self when one is in a relationship. It may also represent a destructive relationship which one needs to escape. This might, I feel like not everybody who reads this is gonna resonate with this, but you might be in a destructive relationship right now that seems maybe nice on the exterior, but is actually holding you entrapped and is imprisoning you and keeping you from seeing your inner beauty. And then for the rest of you, it could just be that you are trying to, like, because of this like whole coquette bow, coquette gives me the energy that like you're trying to appeal to, like, obviously you can dress I dress coquette, but with this context, the coquette bow gives me the vibes that you might be trying to cater to a certain audience. You might be keeping yourself entrapped into a role of something that seems palatable to a certain audience or gaze, or making yourself seem soft and small, basically shrinking yourself. So in some way, shape, or form, you might just be shrinking yourself. But I want to know more about what is it that you might find? What's popping out here? Heal at the bottom. Yeah, you're healing some wounds about taking up space and seeing your own beauty. You might be afraid to be like seen as beautiful or see yourself as beautiful. You might be one of those like kinds of people who really cringes at compliments or just struggles accepting compliments. Yeah, okay. I'm just having... Okay. Turning a new page. That is so crazy. As soon as I said you're turning a new page, I looked out and the Fool. The Fool is about turning a new page, a new beginning, my love. And then also 2 of Wands is looking at a new option for you, a new world. You're developing a new world. Strength, yeah, okay. 5 of Swords, 2 of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Hangman, and 5 of Cups. Okay. Let me... this one here. You might be afraid that you're going to lose options in your life if you actually choose yourself. But the thing is that you will never feel chosen by anybody if you don't choose yourself, which is very, I guess at this point, cliche advice, but it's the truth. I think right now you are really clinging on to external validation. And the thing that you don't know about yourself is that you are actually a very beautiful and confident person. And you don't have to choose between being loved and loving yourself. You don't have to choose between being loved and loving yourself. You don't have to choose between being loved and loving yourself. Like, you think that the strength is in somebody else's hands, but it's not. I think you're coming back home to yourself. I think that you have been distracting yourself with external validation. But there is just this fountain of love within you. You have one of the most, just deepest, most compassionate, warm, loving hearts. And you just haven't allowed yourself to share it because you think that you can only really express it to somebody else. And no one else has really allowed you to feel safe because you don't feel safe within yourself. And so you attract people who make you feel like you're just giving it away for no good reason. But the thing is that you are just as deserving as your highest form of love as your ideal partner, friend, whoever would be. And you don't have to choose between having fulfilling relationships with others and yourself. If you're self-abandoning, then the thing that you are doing the self-abandoning for probably isn't for you. It's not for you, babe. You are already one of the most beautiful people. Like, you're probably very physically beautiful as well, but you just don't even really recognize your own beauty. You don't recognize your own beauty. And once you start recognizing your own beauty and healing whatever wound that causes that like deep pain when it comes to like other people not approving of you or something like that, you're going to find such a deep feeling of peace and love in your life. You're gonna have your cake and eat it too. But you have to start with the inside, with your love for yourself, treating yourself like the gold that you are. You are gold. You are gold. There's so much yellow here, and I got, again, gold, Leo energy. You are meant to embrace your beauty unapologetically. I said what I said. I just got hit in the face by a leaf. So whenever I'm ending a reading, things always start flying around me. I have hit. You might receive a lot of guidance from nature. You might be very sensitive. You might be a very sensitive person, and that's why. You just want to be loved. Oh, but darling, as soon as you're able to be gentle and soft with yourself and really show yourself the love that you want to receive, then you actually will start receiving it. Ground yourself in nature. You're going to get a lot of guidance there. Yeah. Okay. That's it for my pile 2 babies. Show yourself some love. Maybe buy yourself some flowers, spend some time in nature, make yourself a nice cup of tea or hot chocolate, take a nice bath by the candlelight. Yeah, the nighttime is going to be significant for you, really resting and rejuvenating yourself during the nighttime. Okay, that's all for pile 2. Mwah! We're going to get into pile 3. So if you chose my grandmother's emerald and diamond ring, which, by the way, the emerald is my grandma's birthstone, and then these 2 diamonds resemble my brother and I because we were both born in April. So maybe that's significant for you. So yeah, this is your reading. The first 2 readings have been, wow. I'm not even going to say anything right now because I want, if this is going to be really different, I want to let it be different. But this is also gold, just like the last little clip was. So there could be similar, like, kind of Leo vibes, sun energy. But this one is feeling a little bit less I was feeling kind of spazzy almost during the last reading. This feels a little bit more grounded. Okay, so, this one card was flipped the other way, believe. Okay, I'm going to take note of that. Okay, what does pile 3 not yet know about themselves? What are they meant to discover about themselves right now? Some birds, and I can see through a window. There's a family congregating, and they're hugging and stuff. They're a little bit older. Maybe that's significant for you. Defend is coming out. Okay, you might be defensive in your home. That could relate with this reading somehow. Let's see. Oh, okay. Energy with the hummingbird. The moon here. Okay. Let's see. Some kind of new energy, hummingbird energy that you're not yet aware of within yourself. Let's read about the hummingbird. I love hummingbirds. Okay. Hummingbird energy. I like to read the spell work first, so okay, spell work for this hummingbird energy is gain energy, call extra energy and power into your spell work, aid with feelings of mania or erratic mood swings. Summer writes the summer solstice. This immediately is giving me the vibe that you might be someone who tries, you try to keep yourself really composed. You try to hold it in. You try to control your chaos, but you are meant to, I just wrote an essay on Substack about this called Make Use of Your Intensity. And I think that's what this pile is going to be about. But let's read the hummingbird. This card represents unbounded energy and zeal. If the crab card represents the moon with I'm stuttering. You might have a lot, you might be one of those ducks chill on the surface, but like this under the water. And you're meant to make use of that sort of anxiety. Okay, let's read. If the crab card represents the moon within this deck, then the hummingbird is the sun. So there's sun energy. Okay. In Aztec mythology, the hummingbird god, Huitzilopochtli, was the god of the sun, while Mayans consider the small jewel-like creatures to be the sun in disguise. The hummingbird card represents not only the energy that the sun produces, but also the energy we take in. It is both the energy given and energy received. Okay, so that makes me think that when you allow yourself to express your energy, you're doing an exchange and you're transmuting by doing that. So you might feel like you can't express what's inside you because it's too chaotic, but by expressing it, you're going to actually depressurize. Okay. This card is excitement, enthusiasm, and unrelenting vitality. Okay. While the salmon card is a marathon, the hummingbird is a sprint. Just as hummingbirds, you might be dealing with burnout. Just as hummingbirds have developed long beaks and tongues for the singular task of collecting nectar from long-necked flowers, the hummingbird card may symbolize a pinpointed, exact task at hand. However, this might also indicate tunnel vision and merciless hyperfixation. Yeah, you definitely deal with anxiety or OCD. Excitement for a task does not mean that it should be a priority. You might be unfocused. You might not know how to focus this chaotic energy. And that's what we're going to be reading about. I'm going to read the shadow reading for this card as well. Words against going against things too fast. It is the candle burning at both ends. Yes, burnout in the middle at the same time. This card cautions against creative, psychological, and spiritual burnout. It represents mania as well as inattentiveness and things falling into the wayside and the blur left behind. Okay, so this pile, you guys might deal with anxiety, OCD, ADHD, something like that. You guys are neurodivergent, probably to some extent. And you really try to mask. You really try to mask. But it's burning you out. And, ooh, yeah, okay. These are the same two cards that I got in last pile, so you might resonate with pile number 2. I'm gonna put that back in though and see if it comes out again. Okay, so how is this pile meant to harness their energy and their chaos? What is the advice? I'm actually gonna put this book away. How can, did I say pile 2? And then pile 3? Maybe you're meant to read or listen to pile 2 as well. Alright, pile 3. How are they meant to really embody this and embrace this hummingbird energy? What is it that... Okay, Temperance and the Chariot is coming out. It's giving 2 wolves. It's really giving 2 wolves. Sometimes you don't know... I'm hearing that you just have to choose one. You just have to make a decision and stick to it. That is going to be advice for the unfocused energy part, is you have to Ooh, okay. Ace of Swords, and that fell on the bench. Okay. You have a lot of ideas, and you might have trouble expressing them because you don't feel safe to, which we already talked about. But it's going to require you to, yes, it is going to require you to develop patience within yourself and sit with your ideas. Part of what makes you feel so pressurized is that you don't act enough on your ideas, but you're meant to sit with them in stillness, in temperance, and then act on them. So meditation might be good for you. In some way, in practicing some kind of stillness in your life, so that way your mind will mimic your physical body. Okay, what else? How else can pile 3 harness this sort of anxiety? There might be some like emotional healing work you have to do right now. Really sitting in still. Yeah, okay, yeah. First they got King of Cups, now I'm getting Queen of Cups. Okay, yeah. Okay. So since temperance is being clarified by Ace of Swords, coming into stillness will ease your mind. And then acting and expressing and putting, somehow expressing and putting like either words or colors or something, sounds to your emotions, expressing your emotions, that will free your mind. That will free your energy. You need to free your energy is what this is. You need to free your energy. You're buzzing, you're pressurized, you're burning out, and it's because you're keeping it inside in unhealthy ways and then letting it maybe erupt, or you're not really expressing yourself honestly. And then you're also maybe just not allowing yourself to, you might be overstimulated. You might be overstimulating yourself and keeping yourself too busy. And the goal is going to be in staying still and saying no to things and resting. Yeah. And that's where you're going to find satisfaction and fulfillment. What else? You might have insomnia. Nine of Cups is coming out with the Magician. Ooh, this is actually your psychic ability. If you're able to harness this, you are a psychic, my dear. And that's not like, that doesn't mean like that's so Raven, whatever. No, but that means that you are actually highly intuitive, and you might just be, again, really sensitive. I said that in pile 2, you might be really sensitive and intuitive, and it's hard for you to really channel these things that come through you. But if you are able to familiarize yourself, and that's going to be with sitting in the stillness and having patience within yourself, with your mind, and observing your mind, that's going to really allow you to harness these abilities of yours. And it's a combination of stillness and observing the mind and taking action on your maybe creativity and just things that are fueled by your emotions, and maybe things that do cause you anxiety but you then repress. However, that is your golden ticket, is knowing when to focus, or just choosing, at least just letting yourself focus on one thing, on one pursuit of yours, maybe a creative pursuit. Maybe you're a writer, maybe you're a musician. Film could also be significant to you, but whatever it is, start whenever you're feeling buzzed, whenever you're feeling a little bit zzz, and you don't know what to do, take a few deep breaths, do a little bit of meditation, clear your mind, observe the mind. That's what that means. That doesn't mean exterminate your thoughts. It means observe them, and sever the identity with your thoughts. And then whatever your gut is telling you to act on it. And that's going to be how you build this tool of yours. Yeah. So this buzz that you have within you is actually a gift. This anxiety is a gift. You just need to act on it. That's the only way to ameliorate this, is by taking inspired action from a place of stillness. So if you're like already running a sprint and you're already feeling burnt out, you're probably just gonna want to go like the shortest route, maybe, because you're so freaking tired. You might go down an alleyway that doesn't really feel right. But if you take a moment and pause, then maybe in that stillness and rest and temperance, patience, you'll be able to determine where I actually want to go. Where does my gut tell me I want to go? What's going to make me feel good and content and happy? And this is gonna allow you to create something. What is it gonna allow you to create? Ooh, okay. Knight of Pentacles. This, ooh, Four of Wands. This is about creating a safe space within yourself too, and then sharing that with others. This, you might be you might be feeling called to be a coach once you harness this energy of yours. Be some sort of sense of stability for other people, sharing this with other people. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it doesn't even have to be that exactly. But it will definitely bring you and other people around you just by perhaps just your presence and your healing more at peace and embodied energy. Bring people and yourself out of a place of darkness and a place of like winter and solitude and despair, perhaps. Let's see what else. Any last messages? This is the first time I'm asking for any last messages, so you might be someone who is kind of like really thorough, and like maybe your perfectionism and like need to be thorough holds you back from being intuitive. You might be a little bit hyper logical. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, let yourself express and create, and then give it to God. Give it to God. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to make total sense, but you are a creative powerhouse, intuitive powerhouse. Yeah, a lot of Leo energy for all of these piles, and I think it's because, babe, it's because I'm doing the reading, I guess. That's who I'm going to resonate with. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's very clear that you are meant to create a lot of abundance in this life by harnessing your intuitive abilities that right now is being stifled by your need for things to be hyperlogical, for things to make sense, and for you to kind of just seem calm on the exterior, cool and collected. You're trying to make yourself something that you're not, and that's not doing you any services. You have a lot to offer, and maybe you've only really seen a part of yourself that other people can, or maybe even you can tolerate, because you might feel overstimulated again with all the ideas that you have. But again, sit in stillness for a little bit, and then see what really comes to mind once you allow yourself to rest and observe. That's how you're going to be able to really, I keep using the word harness, but yeah, harness also has to do with like bondage too. So yeah, you might be kind of like, maybe you might like wish that you didn't have this, but it's actually your superpower. This is a great tool of yours, a great gift. Your anxiety is a gift. Also, so last thing before I go, so I have to go meet my parents at the beach soon, but it would be significant for you. I was having my last session with my therapist the other day, and she told me that, because when we first started, I was like, I was feeling a lot more anxious, and I would tell you, like, I feel like I'm more anxious than other people. I just present myself better than, like, as opposed to, like, looking like an anxious wreck. I am good at looking calm on the surface even when I am anxious, and that's not really healthy for me either. And she told me, which is kind of seemed maybe obvious, but she said, yeah, anxiety is driven by fear. And that put a little connection between that idea that For me, I've always known that anxiety is an unexpressed energy. And if anxiety is driven by fear, it means you have to do what scares you. So do what scares you. Act on it. The fear is probably just coming from an emotional wound. Okay. That is all for today. This is my first pick a pile reading. It was so much fun. I wish I had more time, but yeah. I am sending you a ray of light and love. Go blow yourself a kiss in the mirror. Go kiss your reflection. If you have family nearby that you want to spend time with, go do that. I love you so much, and I hope to see you guys soon. I also did just recently start a Substack, so I'm writing a whole lot, doing a lot of things, juggling. I don't know how to juggle, but I'm juggling. Yeah. Okay, so I need to go. I want to keep talking to you, but I'm gonna go and send you a warm hug and lots of sun. Look at the sun. It's being blocked by a tree, but you get the vibes. Okay. I love you so much, and I'll see you soon. Mwah!